What's going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS podcast and live stream. It is Friday, James. 10 games here on the main slate, and it is a star-studded affair here. Luka, Embiid, Giannis, Lillard, Tatum, Davis, Sabonis, SGA on the second night of a back-to-back. Maybe Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, Booker, Harden, Halliburton, Siakam, Brown, like you name it. There's just like a lot of good men on a 10-game slate to choose from here, so roster construction will be key. If you're also scrolling through the player pool, you will see quite a few questionable tags. Quite a few players already ruled out for this slate here as well, so that throws a little bit of a wrinkle into the matter. I saw a tweet earlier today that said Charlotte Hornets have 7 healthy men. So we'll see what happens with their lineup today as they are on the second leg of a back-to-back. Maybe we get some book night chalk or something like that going down.
Great. Awesome.
It should be a fun one. We also have some really enticing matchups on the board. We got Houston, Memphis, San Antonio, Washington's always a fun one. Pacers, Boston, OKC and the Lakers this time around. Thunder just keep staying in LA, playing these LA teams here. Chicago, Portland, Phoenix, Sacramento, Philly, Golden State. I mean, there's just a plethora of matchups to target here on this 10-gamer.
Yeah, and this is the most double-digit spreads we've had, John, yet. Boston, 12-point favorites against Indiana. 234.5 totals enticing, but 12-point favorites at home. Toronto, 13.5-point favorites against Detroit at home. Memphis, 13-point favorites at home. And Dallas, 13.5-point favorites at home. Milwaukee, 9-point favorites on the road. Hear this, John. Golden State, 6-point favorites at home against Philly. What does that tell you?
Probably no Joel Embiid or no James Harden.
Agreed. I think we're missing one of the two here.
Or both.
Or both, for sure. We obviously know Golden State's way better at home, but like far and away the better team this year has been Philadelphia. Not even a question about it. But it is worth monitoring. Golden State 6-point favorites at home. 235 total in that one should be appealing, especially if we're just getting a Philly team with nobody. Like we know who's going to fill in the voids there. Yeah. Slate high 240 in Phoenix, Sacramento. Sacramento 5-point favorites against Phoenix at home. Lakers 233.5 solid total there. SGA, the report last night, he said he thinks he's going to play.
Yeah.
And that was you and I were messaging last night when there was a 12-man rotation in the first half.
They laid 7 guys off the bench last night, so
so they were and they didn't play in the fourth quarter. So like they got blown out thanks to Kawhi's dominant performance last night. So worth mentioning, enticing slate, lots of potential blowouts, so many people potentially out.
Right.
So gotta monitor the injury status throughout the day.
All right, let's kind of like do this positional breakdown in clumps because there's so many players here that we have to go through. If we're looking at like the top half of the point guard player pool, right? We have Luka Doncic at the very top. He's at 12K with Kyrie Irving questionable to play. You got Dame sitting here with a probable tag against Chicago. He's at $11,000. We got SGA on the back-to-back. And then we go down below 10K. You got Curry. You got Harden is questionable. Halliburton is questionable. Ja Morant, who did in fact come off the bench, played only 24 minutes in that game in his return. He's down to $8,900 at home against Houston. Fred VanVleet in that blowout spot against Detroit, as you mentioned. De'Aaron Fox is $8,300. Chris Paul is $7,500 against Sacramento. I mean, there's a lot of great point guards top to bottom here. We know if there's no Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic is the play. Even in the blowout potential that's there because Charlotte doesn't have maybe anybody healthy to put on the floor here. Luka's the 101 if there's no Kyrie Irving. But like, where do you go next? Like, what's your next guy price-wise, matchup-wise? Like, what's your most appealing next play?
Probably SGA if he's going to be active. I really like the spot against the Lakers. 47 fantasy points in 27 minutes. Big pace-up spot for the Thunder, too. Like, Dame is in a very tough spot, despite the Bulls getting blown out last game.
Caruso back, Philly. I think, right? Too?
Caruso is potentially back. I can't keep up with this guy anymore. He's questionable every slate. He's questionable again.
Okay.
Officially.
I thought I saw something that he was like gonna play, but maybe I misread that.
Either way, like they're just slow pace and they've been a good defensive unit. So like, you could play Lillard in tournaments. There's obviously upside. They're potentially missing everyone. Grant's already out, Simon's already out,
Yeah.
and Nurkic is questionable. So like if it's just Lillard, we talked about it last time. Like it's hard to not at least include him in our player pool. Kyrie, no thanks with Luka being healthy. I don't even know if Kyrie plays. Again, the walking boot seems like a serious injury. If it's Harden without Embiid, he might be per dollar the best of this group. 9,500 is just stupid cheap. This is like the Trae Young price of, but it's Trae Young on steroids because Harden's going to play 40 minutes if it's a competitive game. So Harden would be my favorite if there's no Embiid. I don't know what to make of Morant again because they already said like if he's coming off the bench, yeah, he could get ramped up. But what is the ramp up going to be? 26 minutes? I know 8,900 is criminally priced, but I would rather if we found out all these Toronto guys are out again, which we're gonna know at 7:30, so we might even know by lock.
Yeah,
I'm going right back to Van Vliet, who even in a horrible shooting night goes for 50 fantasy points. Because he's just going to be incredibly aggressive, and he's going to play every minute there is. So, I think the rest of them are fine. Like Fox is okay, Porter is okay.
I like Chris Paul at $7,500.
But I like Chris Paul. Yep, Chris Paul in a great matchup. We already know DeAndre Ayton's out as well.
Yep. How do you attack Drew Holiday 7,200? No Chris Middleton today, by the way.
Yeah, I mean this is. Wait, what is he?
7,200.
Where is he?
Who?
Holiday. Okay, I was like 72. Not seeing him.
Yeah,
I'm like
big price dump. Big price drop for him. He hasn't been under 8K since February 16th. So almost a month.
Yeah, and it was only 3 slates, and then you go like another 2 months without, or a full month without him being under 8K. Yeah, I mean it's a great spot against Utah under 9-point spread. Like because Utah is home, they're giving Utah a little benefit of the doubt. They're 19 and 16 against the spread at home too, so maybe that's worth noting. Like
no Lauri Markkanen already ruled out, which is kind of annoying because he had that monster game.
Yeah, he kept them in that game,
and then they're just like, all right, you're done now. Thanks, Lauri. Like,
yeah, I mean that's a
but that's a price that just jumps out to me.
It's immediately stands out. So yes, no problems getting to Drew 72.
Does the Austin Reeves god continue? I mean,
dude, it is crazy. There's segments on ESPN by ESPN analysts saying, why do the Lakers even need LeBron to come back? They have Austin Reeves.
Listen.
No. I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about LeBron not coming back. Nope. Don't do it.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
thank you.
What in the world has gotten into Austin Reeves?
I don't know. It's crazy.
We saw glimpses of breakout last year at times, but even this year, earlier in the year, when he would get playing time, you're like, all right, 30 minutes, 20 fantasy points is probably where he's at. The man's gone for 50 and 49 in back-to-back games. We're getting Cam Thomas level production right now, right? Out of Austin Reeves. Are you paying $6,800 for him?
I didn't play DFS when Linsanity was going on. I don't know if you did, but this is what it feels like. I wonder what people were doing back then. I wonder if anyone out there listening played DFS when Linsanity was going on. Was
DFS a thing back then?
Right. True. Right. But if they did. What were you doing? Because I don't know, John. I don't know what to do. I'm not comfortable paying $1,600 for Austin Reeves. I'm not.
I was playing the original DFS Draft Street back in the day for baseball, and then Draft Street was bought by DraftKings, and my account was merged, and the rest was history. I don't know if NBA was even existed back then, but I'm with you, right? Great matchup against OKC.
What do you do?
He's clearly paying off the price tag right now.
Yeah, and he's playing 40 minutes. But is this he's been a good player all year, but he hasn't been the best player on the floor every night kind of player. Until the last two games.
That's what I'm saying. But
I don't know, John.
Look at
I
the
don't
free
know.
throw attempts, man. Like, look at the free throw attempts.
Look, if you want to play him, you know,
Austin Reeves might have to be the cover of the podcast.
No, I refuse.
Just saying. All right. Anyways, listen, you're on the playbook today. You'll decide on where he goes in the playbook and core plays today. But there's just, man, that guy is. It's to me. It's the free throws. Like we look at his shooting attempts, like 5 of 8, 6 of 10, blah, 13, 18, 13, 9 free throw attempts. If you're gonna be taking to the ball to the hole like that. I mean, Jalen Williams had a good game last night. The Jalen with a Y had a good game last night, but he's also a very foul-happy man. Yep. So, like,
and he only might play 18 minutes, and he might play 18 minutes tonight because it's the back-to-back. They might just JRE might be on the court, and we know he can't defend anything.
All right, so yeah, listen, Austin Reeves, I like him at $6,800. I think he finds a way into the lineup.
This is crazy.
I know,
it's crazy.
I know, but listen,
it is crazy.
You just have to look at you play him. If he burns you, then fine. Like, whatever. But, like, great matchup, great spot. And he is going... If he goes for 50 again, you're losing, right? Like, because he gets 8x, like, on the price. So, anyway, enough of, I guess, the discussion there on Austin Reeves. He's just... The guy's, hats off to him. Just playing out of his mind right now. Why is he playing out of his mind right now, James? Because what year is it? What time of year is it? It's March of the NBA season.
I know, but this March feels different because there's 27 teams still eligible to make the playoffs, you know?
But like this is what end of season NBA DFS generally looks like. Austin Reeves going for 50 every night.
But when Anthony Davis is like benched. Not with Anthony Davis playing.
All right. Further down the list here, Tyus started. Do you play 6K Tyus Jones if he's starting again?
No, I'd rather play Trey Jones. I'm more Trey Jones than Tyus Jones because I think you're right where Tyus started, but like when Ja is ramped up, it's only,
right.
It's gonna balance where Tyus's 26 minutes fall to 22 or 23.
Sure. No Kyrie Irving was still the unlock key for Jaden Hardy.
Dude. I think 6 threes, Luka has 17 assists. Like the correlation is,
And if this is a blowout game, like doesn't Jaden Hardy?
Yeah, he's playing.
Like,
yep.
But
he's in play.
$5,600. That's just like just crazy.
Dude, him and Austin Reeves. Imagine someone putting out an Austin Reeves, Jaden Hardy lineup today. Like
you're looking at the guy, right? He's right here. that's who's putting it together.
You Blutz. You are subscriber Blut05 and Sticks.
Yeah.
1121.
We're all in. All right, guys. Under 6K, other more players here. Brogdon, Smart, McConnell. I don't know.
Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn. No Markkanen. I think we saw a couple of games ago. Yes, THT foul trouble, but THT foul trouble 2 games in a row, and look what's happened. Chris Dunn has snapped, and now he's 5,500. He's even cheaper than he was last slate. So, look, dude, Shaedon Sharpe went.
Yeah, popped.
We're not expecting 50, but everyone's out again.
He's 5,400 too. He's not even free. So everyone's out.
Everyone's out. So he's in the player pool. Everyone went to Monty Morris. He was very popular the day. He let everyone down, but they got blown out. Everyone's out again. There's no Beal, no Kuzma. Already ruled out. Monty Morris has a very good usage rate without those guys. I think it's a sharp play to go back to Monty Morris. Especially if we're seeing
the matchup against San Antonio here.
Agreed. Fully agree. And then Jordan Goodwin played a bunch off the bench. He was okay if you want to go 3,800 Jordan Goodwin. Will Barton started, barely played in the second half, but if he started, he got benched for Malachi Flynn, who played 18 minutes. If Malachi Flynn were to start, fine. And then it's like, what do we do with Charlotte?
Who played guard for Charlotte after they all went out? Like, Bouknight hasn't played since January.
They played McGowan's, who, and then Svi Mihailuk. So, they're gonna play McGowan's.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to see. So.
And Svi.
Maladon's still on their team, but
Maladon is in the G League.
Yeah, transferred to the NBA club from the G League, Greensboro.
He's been in the G League since like February.
Yeah, February 27th it says. So like I wasn't
But like
sure.
if there's nobody, I mean they have to call.
They have to call somebody up, right?
Somebody will get called up.
Okay.
So
I saw that Svi was going nutty, and who was the other one you said? McGowan's was who they played.
yeah, McGowan's played a bunch of minutes, and he's been in their regular rotation. Like he's been their backup guard.
Yeah.
Him and Dennis Smith. So
okay.
I assume McGowan's would draw a start.
All right, shooting guard here. Booker, Jaylen Brown, Zach LaVine, your top three here, up over 7K. LaVine 88, Brown 92, Booker 96.
I mean, Jaylen Brown is this the? I mean, doesn't want to play for the Celtics, so I wonder how.
I never understand why a player feels the need to give those interviews, but whatever.
I mean, Booker in a great spot, and he just keeps scoring. Like, if he's gonna keep scoring elite numbers, like yeah sure, he's in play.
LaVine against Portland.
LaVine against
bad
Portland
night against Philly, but great bounce back spot for him.
Yeah, I mean Philly's good. All of them I think are tournament plays.
They gave D'Angelo Russell shooting guard eligibility, huh?
Yeah, that's nice. Well, that's because they play Schroeder and they play the GOAT Austin Reeves. You know, they're giving all these guys eligibility.
D'Angelo Russell himself had 26 actual in that game against Phoenix, so like he was out there balling.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's good. I would play Russell in this tier. I would play Jalen Green in this tier. You want to take a dart on Talon Horton-Tucker staying out of foul trouble.
Yeah.
And that game staying
really
close.
Good lately.
Dude, if one of those guys are out, I mean, there's like 6 guys that are viable.
Klay Thompson, $6,700.
Ooh, yeah, and he was bad last game, but he's home. He's been very good at home this year. I was a little mad at myself for playing him. I did an underdog draft and I drafted him against Dallas.
Yeah.
There's just some guys that just like feed off something in their home crowd.
7
like
more fantasy points at home this year than on the road.
Dude, 7 more fantasy points, 7 more points. Yeah. Like the field goal percentages are like crazy high. Like there's just something about being home that Klay Thompson loves.
Yep. OG 64. You mentioned everybody's out. Like he certainly could be a guy that pops off here against Detroit. Yep. Any other mid-tier guys down for you? Pools down to 56. We don't know Hoarder status. Ben Mathurin's 53. Agbaji active tonight at $5,100. With no marketing, right? So
51 just feels too steep for me when I know there's gonna be like we know there's Portland value. We know there's
Kispert 48.
Yeah, we know there's the value in Washington.
Well, for sure,
Kispert,
playing Denny. What's Denny's price at? Denny's $5,900 this
still probably too cheap. We know there's gonna be likely Charlotte value too, right? Like McGowan's is a shooting guard, so like I don't know. I don't love
$3,100. So
I'd expect him to garner quite a bit of ownership if and when
Savi the GOAT shooting guard small forward eligibility 30 minutes last night.
Yep. I mean that's easy if these guys are out, it's easy.
And we know Savi can do it. We saw him do it in Detroit for like
a
couple years. So
yeah.
Yeah, all right. Any other just guys you want to mention down here at shooting guard?
I don't see anything unless you do.
Yeah, not really. I mean, maybe Joe Ingles returned to Houston. You returned to Utah. No Middleton.
Yeah, I don't hate that with Middleton out. They just have like Grayson Allen, Connaughton, Middleton.
Yeah.
All the tons.
All the tons. Yep, I'm with you. All right, let's go to small forward here then. Of course, if Kevin Porter's out, like maybe Davis or Monk or something like that could be viable. JT is at 10-7 here at home against Pacers. We talked about how he's a little bit better at home this year.
Dude, look at his numbers against the Pacers. Holy cow.
No, destroys them. Over 40 minutes played too, so there's obviously an overtime game somewhere mixed in there. Let's see, if you want to pay up for JT, go for it. Not probably the most efficient use of money today, but he can go for 60. So
now when Giannis is $800 more without Middleton.
Yeah, I agree. DeRozan is doubtful, questionable.
Yeah, he got hurt. He got hurt last game, so that does open things up for LaVine a little bit more.
Kobe White was $5K. I didn't talk about.
I saw it too
because of how expensive he was. But I guess if DeRozan's out, there could be some Kobe White interest there. Keldon at $7,900 if he plays.
I mean, 79. No thanks. No thanks. 79. That's like we could just get to we could just play Tobias Harris, DeAnthony Melton.
Sure. If there's if anybody's out, yeah. If people are out, that's fine. I mean, Toby's been pretty good lately. Low
Toby's
shot volume,
great.
but just filling up stat sheets, so I don't mind it.
Dude, nobody plays this guy.
Definitely playing Denny though. Definitely gonna play.
Yeah, definitely playing. Agreed.
Would you play Gordon Hayward as the only healthy Hornet?
I mean, like,
rare, which is almost oxymoron. Gordon Hayward.
I know. You messaged me that last night because I played Gordon Hayward. You were like, dude, you have Gordon Hayward to yourself. And I was just like, I thought that exact thing. Like, what a weird world this is that Gordon Hayward's the only healthy player. Sure. Look, if Kyrie sits, is Dallas like that good? Sans Luka? Like, Luka just makes them good, but like they're not like this amazing basketball team. Obviously, Charlotte's dog shit.
I mean,
if everyone sits, no offense. They do have Jaden Hardy.
And Christian Wood's on the floor. Yeah.
Christian Wood is playing. He's a person. If Hayward is on the floor and like there's no limit and stuff, sure, I would get to Gordon.
Yeah, the one thing we didn't like about Hayward was there's no shot attempts for him, and like,
he's a great playmaker. He's a great playmaker.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, under 5K. Anybody down here? You go back to Okogie at 52. We talked about Agbaji at 51. Dylan Brooks is back from his suspension. Kispert's at 48. Anybody? Pat Will, 46.
Yeah, if there's no DeRozan, Pat Will's fine. Josh Green played 36 minutes.
Yep.
With
Hardaway is out, questionable.
Hardaway's questionable. So if Hardaway sat, then Josh Green would be okay. Fontecchio should be back in our lives, playing 30 minutes with marking it out. Yeah, so he's okay.
Okay. All right, let's go to power forward then. At the top, we talked about it. Giannis is here, 11-5, no Middleton. Probably a tough spot, but Utah. Let's say Utah's been good at home, covering spread. So, good spend up spot for him. If everybody's out, we saw Siakam come back in pop.
Yep.
So if everybody's off the floor again, the last couple of games for Siakam been fantastic. After basically not paying off the price tag for a month. 9,300 against Detroit would be a great matchup for him here to go back to. But you got Zinger by himself against San Antonio.
Dude.
Like, this could be 50-plus fantasy points here.
Poor people who got hurt by foul trouble.
54 fantasy points in 30 minutes against San Antonio in that first matchup for him.
Dude, he scored 25 actual in 22 minutes with foul trouble and blowout. What could have been last game?
Yeah.
If everyone's out for Toronto, Siakam or Porzingis, if you can only choose one.
Porzingis.
I think so too. Especially if people for the Spurs play, I feel better about them keeping games close.
Mm-hmm.
But man, the temptation of just like not spending all the way up and playing like a Siakam Porzingis or like a Van Vliet Porzingis lineup would be very strong.
Been unbelievable lately?
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Jaren Jackson.
Yeah.
Not only
with Morant back,
coming off of a career. Sure, Morant's back. He's scored 37 points.
I know.
It's the same matchup. We just saw this one against Houston. 35 minutes in this game. If Houston can keep it close, because Houston's a young team. They're a bad team, but they have talent, right?
They're just playing they're playing their starters every minute they can handle.
Right. So, like, if this game stays within a range where Jaren Jackson isn't in foul trouble and plays 35 minutes again, I mean, 45, 43, 53, 37, 58. And I know some of those games are obviously without Morant, but Morant came back, played 25 minutes, and we got almost 60 out of Jackson here. So, I'm still going to play Porzingis over him, but I don't mind it. Bagley in a really tough matchup. I don't know.
Yeah, and Jalen back.
Durant's back, yeah.
Yeah, I think the days of playing Bagley a little numbered, especially at 7K.
Yeah. Tough night for the other Jalen Williams. The 3 rebounds were sad, but it's because the big Jalen Williams played more minutes, and then Dort rebounded a lot. I don't know if I pay 68 when got a Olynyk with no market in at 66.
Yep, it's a good spot.
Could take a stab on that one. Let's see here. We keep talking about Denny. Anybody else? PJ Washington maybe with nobody.
Yeah,
20 shots.
Yeah, Dallas is terrible defensively.
Yeah.
Like, they are terrible defensively.
I don't ever play PJ Washington, but like this may be a PJ Washington spot.
Yeah, multi-position eligibility. We know he can shoot. We know he's pretty good defensively too. A guy who averages over a block averages 2 blocks and steals a game. So like can be productive there. Yeah, I like PJ Washington under 6K.
Okay. Keegan Murray, if there's no Porter, maybe, or do you just play Keegan Murray anyways? Because he's been hitting threes again, so minutes are always great.
Probably contingent on Porter for me, because again, if Porter comes back, let's say he feels pressured that I got to keep doing this because I'm going to get benched, and then he gets benched. So,
right. You mentioned Fontecchio already. Anybody else for you down here?
Yeah, if Toronto's without a bunch of guys, I'm going right back to Chris Boucher. He played 28 minutes,
yeah, you called that too. You were so iffy. Precious was questionable in that game too. Right?
He sat. Yeah, Precious sat. They're all questionable again. Same three: Precious, Barnes, Trent. Yeah. If they all sit again, or if we get Barnes and like they were playing Boucher over Barton, mostly in the second half. So like I could see the same scenario playing out where they're just playing Boucher, especially with Toronto playing or Detroit playing two bigs. Like they're playing Bagley and one of Wiseman and Dern. So yeah, I mean, I would go right back to the well with Boucher if guys were out.
Yep. All right, let's go to center here. JoJo's questionable at the top at 11-8, but obviously would be a smash spot for him if he's good to go. Likewise for Anthony Davis at 10-5. I mean, probable here. That's OKC. I know.
Yeah, but he's the second player on his team again.
As I say, I realize that he hasn't been able to pay off the price tag, but how can you do that when Austin Reeves is playing the way Austin Reeves is playing? Sabonis triple-double god there at 10-1. Is Ayton active? Oh, Ayton's already out, so Sabonis, really great matchup for him there. Vucevic's 85. If there's no DeRozan and no Nurkic, that feels like a really good matchup for him. Pirtle at 72 is in a great spot, especially if guys are out of the lineup. Şengün, Christian Wood, if he gets on the floor, Kessler with no market. I mean, center's in a lot of good guys here at center.
Yeah, I feel like there's no wrong answers on guys you just mentioned. It's just tough to prioritize.
You can't spend up, I feel like, at every position. So
we like Siakam and we like Porzingis. You could just play one of them at center, but if you play one of these other guys, you're basically sacrificing potentially Porzingis alone or Siakam or Giannis, right? Like, there's just so it's tough. I mean, we also Zach Collins is questionable. We can go back to Mamushvili. So Trendon Watford 6K. I know that's crazy to think, but if there's no Nurkic, he played 35 minutes, had 45 fantasy points. They just might not be with anybody else in the front court. I don't know. What do you think? Biyombo played 25 minutes, 24 fantasy points. That's fine.
Yeah. Nick Richards
He was good.
Yeah, he almost doubled. He got to a
blowout start. Run. I'm pissed. He was in. They put him back. They put him back on the floor for blowout run, and he grabbed a bunch of rebounds.
Yeah. Mamu's 48, like you said. Tillman's 47, but they didn't play him much in that game. Rob Will returned, played 20 minutes. He's 46. Not that we're gonna get there. Just kind of mentioning it. Anybody else down here for you? Would you play the other Jalen Williams? 25 minutes?
No, no, because the 25 minutes is 17 tonight.
Yeah, all right.
First, without Phil.
Yeah, I probably agree with you. All right, build a lineup.
I mean, Porzingis was the first name that it's really hard not to get to Porzingis today.
All right, Porzingis at power forward. We'll just start there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's our center then?
We do Giannis. We have 4,900. I'm just trying to. Yeah. We did Siakam. We had 52.
Siakam more contingent on guys being out, right? So.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Pirtle also.
Nick Richards 51.
Yeah, I like Nick Richards. I'll go back. I don't mind going back to the well with Nick Richards here.
I don't either.
Okay. All right, 5,900. We had. We liked some guards. Would
you put Monte Morris 49?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Or are you not?
No, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with just getting some value on the board here. 6,200 to play. Denny. Do we want three? Yep. Three, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's fine because they're down Beal and Kuzma, and it's the Spurs.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. What else did we like? Shaden Sharper's 54, but do you think that was a little too pricey?
I don't know. It's a price that we're not comfortable with.
I said I wanted to play Reeves. Agbaji's 51.
Are we playing Reeves?
Yeah. I put Reeves in at 68.
Oh.
I'm gonna put Hardy in.
I don't even know if he's gonna make the playbook.
Hardy at 56. 6,400. We still can probably get like one more 9K guy. What guard do we like here? We like the top. We like one of the top guards here. Van Vliet, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, Van Vliet is the same scenario as Siakam. It's kind of like you can get to them because Detroit, but feels better if the guys are out. Sure. Chris Paul's good. Yeah, Drew Holiday, 72.
Do you want to do Drew Holiday? I like Drew Holiday. That works. All right, $5,500 forward. Keegan, 53. Agbaji, Okogie. So can I move?
I mean, they're all fine. Those are all like.
Yeah, I don't really have much roster flexibility with any of these guys here. So.
Well, I'm not co-signing Austin Reeves, so.
Oh, I took Jaden Hardy out. Let's go Drew Holiday at point guard.
Okay.
You're not co-signing Austin Reeves? All right.
No, we could play him. I'm just I'm indifferent.
We need to build this lineup co-sign together. We got 6K shooting guard, small forward, utility.
Austin Reeves is driving me crazy. What do we have? 6K?
Yeah, 6K. We didn't talk about Watford. Would you play Watford at 6K?
I would. If Nurk is out, probably.
He started Dexter Nurk anyways, so.
He did.
Hayward, 57. We liked PJ Washington.
We did. We can run one of those guys or both.
Washington at forward.
We'll probably get the Charlotte.
Oh yeah, what's our Charlotte route? Svi or McGowan's? McGowan's, you think? Or Svi played more minutes?
Yeah, I think Svi probably is better because the eligibility is better.
Okay, would you swap Monty Morris for Svi and McGowan's? Just play both of those guys?
Yeah, I mean, that's assuming, like, is Oubre officially out? No. Are these guys officially out? No.
No, they're both questionable, but on back-to-backs after leaving games with injuries.
Yeah, yes, and Dennis Smith left too. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with playing both.
Okay, so I gotta move off of. Would you rather play Nick Richards or PJ Washington?
I mean, probably Richards is cheaper, so I guess Richards.
Okay.
Obviously, this is also like if we found out Maladon got called up, and we'd pivot to probably him if he's starting.
The same price, so
yeah.
Luka or Giannis, you got to pick one.
Giannis, I think.
Okay.
But
Luka versus the scrubs of Charlotte.
I know, but like, isn't that the same could be said for Utah?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
He's gonna be guarded by foul happy Kelly O.
Yeah.
And like blocker Kessler.
Oh, we can play. Listen, if we play the McGowans and Svi, it gives us Luka and Porzingis combo and a $4,700 forward. Or if we play Giannis, it gives us a little bit more flexibility because of the util spot. It gives us a $5,200 util.
What do you think? What do you prefer? You prefer Luka?
Yeah, I kind of like Luka here.
We have 4,700 forward.
Yeah.
Boucher if they're all out. Pat Will if DeRozan's out. Reddish if he starts. Like
Fontecchio, Fontecchio, right? It's gonna.
Yeah, he'll probably start and play 30 minutes.
Joe Ingles is another option there.
Either one of those guys are fine. Okay. Ingles or Fontecchio.
Okay, let me. I mean, do you not like that? I mean, again, we don't even have to play Luka or Giannis. I mean, they're Lillard's there. Sabonis against Phoenix could be a play.
I'm okay with. I mean, I think Giannis and Luka are, hard to not have interest in. I mean, We take Middleton off the floor. We know. I mean, Giannis just went for 54 in 24 minutes. Like,
So yeah, you'll go Giannis then. Yeah.
But Luka just went for 60 and played 41 minutes without Kyrie, you know? So it's like 66. I shouldn't say 60. Went for 66. So I'm okay. Perfectly okay getting to both.
Okay. And mine was 48 too. So like we could have a little
There is a ton of potential. There's just so much news that still has to shape the slate.
Sure. All right. So I'll throw like a Kogi in here then.
That's fine.
Actually, what's with Kogi's minutes lately? 21 and 20 the last 2 games. I'll click on Agbaji because we know he's going to play the minutes. We'll do that. We'll go with Agbaji for now. And if obviously more news breaks, we'll be able to adjust and pivot to where it is necessary. Oh, we're fighting over this. We'll just go back to Monty Morris.
That works.
That's our problem solver. All right, Holiday, Mihailuk, Avdia, Porzingis, Richards, McGowan's, Giannis, and Monty Morris. $300 left over. There it is.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
I'll talk to you guys. Good luck. Good weekend. We'll talk to you guys later.